everybody! I have not been good about making videos lately, so I'm so sorry if you're new to my channel or you have been following me and I told you I'd be making videos a couple days a week and I haven't for about a month. Oh my goodness, for about a month. Part of that motivation, part of that just like settling down after a couple placements and then a couple respite care situations for like a week at a time, and so it's been good to take a little bit of a break, but I'm really excited to make another video for you guys. So definitely stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, because everyone who subscribes, you are helping other people find content that might help them take one step closer to getting involved in foster care or helping somebody and supporting somebody else who's involved in foster care. So thanks for being here today, and I have something for you. Let's get going. So you might have noticed actually that this is a different background. I am not home. I am actually out in Colorado right now. The organization that I work for has a big conference every couple years out here in Colorado. It's absolutely beautiful. It is a fantastic week where all of our staff come together and we get encouragement and some training and all kinds of different seminars and talks and things like that. So it's a ton of fun. It is one of the best weeks every 2 years that I get to have. Plus, I used to live out here in Colorado. I am back where I went to grad school, back around so many friends and really, really important and special people in my life. So it's a lot of fun to be out here. Spending a week in Colorado, but sadly that also means that I won't be able to take any placements for a little while. My trip is about 3 weeks total, so I'm not able to take any placements while I'm out here. And you know, I hadn't even gotten a call for a placement. Not any calls, but I wasn't able to take the calls that I did get. The very few that I did get, maybe 3 came in about 2 months. It was kind of sad, you know, like I kept waiting and waiting and waiting, and you know, I got a call when I was doing respite care, so I couldn't take that placement. And then I got a call the day before I left to come on this trip. I'm like, oh man, bad timing, but that's okay. It's just always very hard to have to say no, because you know that that's a real situation. That's a real child. That's a child that needs a home, and I'd always love to be that home, but it doesn't always work out. So anyways, so I'm here in Colorado, and it's been really fun catching up with friends who are asking me all kinds of questions about my journey in foster care, and a lot of them are watching my videos, which is really fun. Like, I have no expectations that like anybody will watch these videos, but it's just been this great creative outlet for me, in a place where I can really just like keep track of what's going on, and hopefully, I'm so hoping that these videos encourage somebody else. I've been seeing a lot of your guys' comments and questions, and I'm so thankful for them. If I don't get back to them right away, I'm sorry. I promise I see them, and I am getting to them when I can. So I wanted to address one of the questions that I've been getting a lot. I've talked about it a little bit on here in one of my videos, and one of my common reactions videos, but what I wanted to talk about was how this works with working full-time and how it works out with my job. I have talked about before how I have kind of a unique situation because I work for a nonprofit organization as a missionary, and so the job itself is already very flexible. But there are some other dynamics that I just wanted to address, and I'm so thankful for, that give me the ability to do this. They give me the ability to be a single foster mom, to continue to work in my role, and to feel really supported. I think that is so essential. If you're a single person working full-time, trying to figure out if this is going to be possible for you. So let me tell you a little bit more about my job and how it works being a single foster parent. Okay, so unlike some people maybe with a traditional job, you may not have a lot of people that you really need to consult with at your work to see if you can become a single foster parent, but there may be some other questions that you need to ask. But for me, I went to my mentor within the organization who works in our HR department, and we also spoke with many other people within HR just to see what kind of support and flexibility I could get if I pursued foster care as a single. And originally, there was a lot of question marks. Our HR handbook didn't have really any policies or any information about what would happen when anybody, let alone a single person, decides to foster. And so my mentor was incredibly supportive and spoke to all the people that needed to be spoken to within the organization to see what our policies were, or maybe there were like unwritten kind of policies and suggestions for potential foster parents. And what it kind of came down to is, there's not anything. So let's propose a scenario that we could let Kate work within and see how it goes. And maybe down the road, this will help us write a policy about foster parents within the organization. And so they were so generous with me and allowed me several weeks of maternity leave that I could use when I initially got placements, and then as needed sort of during the longevity of the placement. And so that was a huge blessing. I didn't even expect to get as much maternity leave as I ended up getting offered, but it has come so much in handy. I didn't think at first that I'd really need to be using that much, and I've kind of talked in other videos how not taking time off kind of led to some potential, almost getting to the point of burnout with work and with foster care. And so I've gotten to the point where I realize I do need to take that time. I need to take a couple weeks that my work has suggested I take when I first get a placement, and then really use those other days as I need. So my work not only has given me maternity leave, but also I have the opportunity to work from home because a lot of what I do, I support staff, other missionaries that are out on the field from a primarily office role. I do go onto a college campus for a little bit each week, and to be honest, taking my foster kids on campus is absolutely amazing. My students love it. They have asked me so many really cool questions about what I'm doing. I love getting to be an example to them of really thriving in singleness. And so that's been a huge blessing. I can usually take the kiddos with me when I'm doing my ministry, and then when I'm working in the office, I have childcare a couple mornings a week through work. I also have several babysitters that I can utilize, and then of course I do have full-time childcare that I can sign up for and pay for, just like somebody in a traditional job would if they need full-time childcare for their kiddos. So I have a local daycare that I've only had to utilize once because just of the nature of my placements so far, they've been, if you've followed along about what they've all been really short except for one. So I did use childcare for that one that I had for 6 months. So yeah, my work is extremely flexible, but I think at the heart of it, what the coolest part is about the flexibility in my job is that they recognize that as a missionary, as a person who has really been called to do what I do within my organization, that my only calling in life is not just to the organization, and they don't want to see me leave because I have this heart to pursue something else that I feel very called to, which is this ministry within foster care. So they don't want me to leave, and so they've really honored that other calling and that other ministry that I have in my life, and they want to see me succeed in that too. And so they have been such a blessing to work with. My organization has just really stood behind me and given me what I needed and been there for me. So that's amazing. I'm still really new with all of it. I'm a year and a half in to foster care, and so still working out some of the bumps and still trying to figure out, how much time do I really need off when I get a placement. But anyways, it's been great to have the flexibility. It's been great to have the support. It's been great to know that I can go to work on a hard day and be able to talk to my supervisor about what's really going on in my life, and And that just makes me honestly want to work harder in my job because I know I have all that support. So I know several of you have asked, like, how does this work with working full-time? I've had friends in my life that I've been talking to over this past week out here in Colorado. I've got friends back at home. I've got lots of people asking me, how does this work with a full-time job? I do recognize, like, that's not everybody's situation. But if you really do feel called to foster care, you know, it's going to change your life. It's going to change your rhythms. It's going to be something that will take over a big part of your life, a really big part of your life. And so it's completely worth it. But at the same time, it's not something that's for every single person. And your job right now might kind of dictate whether you're going to be able to do that because it adds a lot of stress in your life. And you do need to think about whether you have the support and the flexibility through your work. So I think something that maybe you can look into at your work is, does your work have a policy for moms and dads when a baby is born, adopted, or enters into foster care in your home? Some employers do have that written in the HR handbook. And so that's something to look into. Maybe your workplace has that kind of flexibility and they support families in that way. And you might not even know because it's never been applicable to you yet. But I would encourage you to ask about that. Maybe you can ask your supervisor about that. You can ask your HR representative about that at your work. But yeah, I hope that answers some of your questions about how this works with working full-time and doing foster care. You'll probably hear more about that in the future from me, just because ministry alone, working in a missions organization alone is super, like, it's up and down. There's events going on, there's different things going on. So every season of my job is a little bit different. And then when we throw in foster care with that, it's just a lot of fun. I've gotten to take my kiddos with me on some of my projects and different things that I'm responsible for. And so I hope to take you guys along a little bit more with that and show you how I integrate foster care into the rest of my life and my work. So thanks for watching. I know that there's been a lot of you the last couple of weeks that have subscribed. I am at 199 subscribers currently, which is huge for me. You guys, I can't believe that there's people out there watching my videos and being encouraged from them. So thank you so much. I'm excited to pass that 200 subscriber mark. That's really funny. You know, someday I'll be more excited about a bigger number, hopefully, but I'm never doing this for the subscribers. I'm doing this so that more people can feel encouraged and equipped to become foster parents. And so I hope that's happening here. And if it is, thank you for watching. So anyway, I will talk to you all soon. Let me know if you have any other questions. Always love to answer them. Bye.